Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this there, folks. Welcome back to another 2 p.m. PST YouTube stream. I'm your host, Transfer Jim, and today, as you can see, we are going to be getting back into Pega again. Um, so, uh, last we left off, we had finished off one of the topics, and we were going to be, we finished off the decision table topic, and we were going to be going into a challenge in this next one here. Um, Now let me try to explain, who I am and what these videos are about. Obviously, you're welcome to come and catch this live on YouTube. I try to stream daily. Um, you know, I might not always get the Pega videos out the way I want to, but hey, I'm still pushing forward on it. So hopefully you appreciate that. So, so who am I and what are these videos all about? Okay, so right now I'm currently an unemployed software developer trying to get somewhere with a job. And one of the last job that I had was dealing with, Pega development. Um, I was trained from my last employer in Pega in the Pega environment, and um, uh, what I'd hoped for, as a stable job, turned out to be just a one-year contract, and that's about it. So what I'm trying to do right now is trying to get to a point where I can get the system architect certification so that I can apply once again for a Pega job. I was in a company that gave us an authorized training partner for Pega, but um, me and pretty much everybody else on the team that was given the authorized training partner switched over to self-study because he was not great. Um, Matter of fact, even his peers knew we were having troubles with him, but they wanted us out the door. They wanted us under contract, and there you go. So the one and only time that I took the certification, I was definitely not prepared for it, but they said you have to take it or we'll remove you. So I did that, failed the exam like I knew that was going to happen, and um, never took it again. Now, I studied 8.6, um, during the training session. But when I took the certification exam, there were questions in there that were also dealing with Pega 7. And I kind of fault the training partner for that because they should have trained along those lines. They should have known what was on the certification exam and trained us accordingly. Taught us not only the current 8.6 but past keywords and the like. Seeing that the certification was using old keywords in their questions, so there wasn't, I looked at those keywords and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So be aware of that. For those of you that are watching me right now on these videos, hoping to get the certification. Make sure that you are aware of, what um, previous keywords were, so that you will not be taken by surprise by that. So, um, so that's basically who I am. Um, I'm working towards getting my certification. These videos are kind of meant for, you know, not only am I trying to work through it myself, but I know that I'm going to have questions on some of these topics from time to time, and I'm hoping that if someone that has a lot of experience in Pega, a veteran, someone within Pega Academy, anyone that has a lot of experience with Pega, might be able to answer the questions that I have. Now, um, for those of you that are, watching these, maybe you're trying to get the certification yourself, feel free to ask questions anyway. Okay, feel free to ask questions because while I can't necessarily guarantee that I'll be able to answer myself, um, you know, I encourage you to ask those questions anyway because one, there might be someone else that might be able to answer that question, or if I see it, I can't answer it. I'll see about trying to find someone that can. I do know some people in the industry that's worked on Pega for a while, so they might be able to answer your question as well. So don't think that there's there's no hope of having questions answered. Okay, you know, please feel free to comment if you have any questions concerning Pega development. Okay. Um, but know that I'm not an authorized training partner, and this is not meant to be an instructor-led training. Okay, I'm not an expert in Pega, and an instructor-led training is typically hosted by someone directly from Pega Academy, I believe. I don't really know. I'm not 100% sure on that. Um, it costs like around $5,000 for the entire training session. It's like a 2 week service, 2 week training service, and they try to work towards getting you to that certification. It is a very jam-packed course. Okay, 2 weeks is not a lot of time to put in all the information in Pega into that amount of time. Okay, so you're going to be flooded with information. So be prepared for that. Okay, take notes. Um, and ask questions. Okay, get your money's worth out of it. Ask as many questions as you can, especially about previous versions of Pega. Okay, if I got hit with the certification questions um, that were previous versions, those are questions that I might have been able to answer if I had known what those old keywords were in the current 8.6. If they had said, hey, this old keyword is actually this new keyword, you know, then I might have been able to go, oh, so that's what you're trying to go for. Gotcha. You know. Um Otherwise, I don't know, you know. Not sure what they, you know, you don't always know exactly what they're trying to go for sometimes, based off their questions. And it's not exactly um, perfect questions either, there, folks. I mean, you've seen some of the questions that I submit to them um, concerning their module questions, concerning their module quizzes. It's not exactly a perfect. Um, it's not exactly perfect there either. So be prepared for it. Okay. Um, so that's it for the whole um, training side of it. Now, um, while I am working towards the system architect certification myself, for those of you that might be coming in like into this video like right now, um, know that the business architect mission has been completed. Okay, so if you're going for the business architect, then there's not much more I can really say or do to kind of help you out with that, other than stick with me as we go through the system architect. Maybe there's going to be some additional questions that you might have had with the business architect that I can still answer with this. But know that these last two modules here are concerning the Pega Express delivery. So if you want to know more, because it's Pega Express delivery is 13% of the business architect certification. So you're going to want to know the Pega Express delivery. So, bear that in mind. Okay? So, um, yeah. We'd finished off the decision tables and trees. Now we're on to our automated decisions with decision tables challenge. And then we got trees afterwards. So initialize the challenge. Okay, so we got author loans on this one. Okay. Okay, so in this particular scenario, an organization is launching an application that facilitates loan requests. Customers initiate a loan request and enter their credit score and loan amount. Configure a decision table and declare expression so that loan rate is determined automatically based on the credit score and loan amount the customer enters. Use the values in the following table to configure your decision table. Okay, so the credit score is higher than 800 and the loan amount is greater than 50,000, then their percentage is going to be fairly low. If their credit score is greater than 800, but they have somewhere in between 0 and 50,000 in the loan amount, then well, the percentage is a little bit lower, not by much, but a little bit lower. If it's 750,000, then it's a little bit higher, 325. Otherwise, it'll be 275. So they're not taking as much of a risk from 0 to 50,000. If they were, giving you a loan of higher than 50,000, then obviously that's a higher risk for the bank, and therefore that's why they have a higher percentage overall. So they can kind of recover from that loan amount quicker. If your credit score is 200, that's failure range. What the fuck? I've never seen a 200 score. But that's me personally. You know, um, I mean, shouldn't this be more 600 points in credit score? 200, I think. Boy, I would love to have this kind of uh, that kind of thing. You know, otherwise you get a 7% there. So okay, so let me go ahead and open up the extra window there. Now, there is the challenge walkthrough here that goes through all the detailed tasks, how to kind of step through it, one after another. But we're not going to do the challenge walkthrough unless, of course, there's a detailed task that has steps that are confusing. Maybe they skipped quite a number of steps in order to um, get from like point 2 to point 3, for example. Um, maybe they skipped a couple minor steps and you're not quite sure exactly where they went to. Then go ahead and go through the challenge walkthrough. But the detailed tasks shouldn't be doing that. They should be kind of teaching you, what you need to go about doing, through this process to handle it all. So, I copied the password, so author loans is a new one, so okay. So from the navigation pane of Dev Studio, click App. Okay. Right-click Loan Request and click Create Decision Table. Right-click Loan Request. Hmm. All right. We'll just kind of we'll wait till everything's kind of done here because it takes a while to load in. We'll see about this. Okay, first off, it starts you out not in Dev Studio, but in App Studio. So we're gonna need to switch over to that. So um, yeah, as a result, the configuration shown in the challenge walkthrough may not match your environment exactly. So it's like, you know, no, don't need to worry about that. I gotta wait for it to finish loading before I can switch over to Dev Studio. So, alright, there we go. Make sure that you do that. I don't care about this. What's going on here? There it goes. Sorry, window was a little too small for what they were trying to what they wanted. So now we're gonna go ahead and click App. So there we go. Okay. Now we right-click Loan Request and click Create Decision and Decision Table. So we right-click Loan Request, create. Um, Wait, what was it again? Create Decision and Decision Table. There we go. Okay. In the label field, enter borrower risk adjustment table. Then click Create and Open to create the decision table. So once it's done generating all the rules and the like, we put in the label, and then they don't want us to modify anything else, so we do the create and open. Okay, click the first heading cell to specify condition. The selected property window is displayed. Okay. Oh, the window's not great. Okay, let me try to adjust here a little bit more there, folks. Hopefully it's probably gonna have a little bit of problem. You might have a little bit more of a problem. You know, the larger I make the window, the harder it might be for you to see. So apologies on that, but there's not much else, not much I can do unless you want me to, you know, like move the window around and stuff like that. So I'd rather not do that if I can help it. All right, so we're on the property field here. So in the property field, enter or select credit score. So now I don't know if there's a way. Okay, so I can go down to here to credit score and select it outright. So there's that. If you push down uh, on the arrow keys on your keyboard, that should bring up the that little window there, and you should be able to select the property right then and there. Or you can do the copy and paste, and that should be fine. Confirm that the label field is credit score, which it is, but this is putting the score as a capital S, but their example is a lowercase, which the example here is also lowercase, so we're good. I'm not gonna cause any problems along those lines. They really should. If it is indeed a lowercase s there, they really should have a lowercase s there. But that's nitpicking. I'm not gonna bother with it. Okay. Click the use operator drop down and select greater than. So there we go. Click save. Okay, so in the credit score column, click the empty cell to enable a decision table menu options. Okay, so we click save. Now we have that credit score is greater than. So now we just click on that to enable decision table menu options. Click the insert column after to add a column after credit score. So we want to do this. There we go. And now we have a new column here. Click the new heading cell to specify a condition. So we're going to be doing that again. And then we can go down and we can show the loan amount, which is, what we're going to be needing to do anyway. So confirm that the label is loan amount. They didn't have a graphic showing, what you should have, but once again, they have a lowercase a there versus a uppercase there, but and they didn't change the font style. Normally they have the font style slightly different to show, what it should actually say. So, you know what? Maybe I should add a suggestion on this one because they messed up twice already. So, so it's 15B and 18B. So, um, 5B and 8B. In task 1, steps 5B and 8B have slight differences that probably should be fixed if you want it to match with a graphic in previous styles. For example, in 5B, the task is saying that the label should be credit score, but the graphic and the program itself is lowering the case of S in score. So the actual result is credit score, not credit score. You not only have the same problem in 8B with the lowercase, but you also normally change the font style for intended inputs. However, the font style for the input this time was not changed. So I would recommend, if you want to keep with previous challenges, you change the font style to the right one, or the intended input. Oh no, there we go. Oh yeah, so click the use operator drop down and select the greater than. So we're changing this once again to greater than. Now we're going to click save, in the if row cell, click an empty cell and then click insert row after 5 times to add 5 else if rows. So we're saving that, clicking that, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our full table that is going to be matching with what we got up there. So one if, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 else ifs, and then of course the otherwise comes, naturally. So click each cell in the decision table and enter the following values. So now we're going to be putting in the values that you have there, which I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to copy and paste that. So 800 K. There's that. 800 0. There we go. 750. Don't have that one at the moment, so we're going to skip that for now. That was 200 for some reason. 200 0. And then of course this one was 0.07, so need that point in there. With the period, it keeps on wanting to put in a, in a value such as credit score or loan amount, but that's not what we want to do. We want to just put in a value. Not return, a value from one of these, credit scores or loan amounts. That's not the intended purpose. So that was weird. I thought I put that one in. Okay. Not sure what was going on there, but okay. So everything has been entered in. We still got the 200s for some reason. I don't know why they're doing 200s there, but whatever. Hey, if the bank wants to help out people with a credit score that low or something like that, then be my guest. Um, but yeah. Okay, so click save. Okay. Now it's indicating the record has one info warning, including one unjustified. So, normally you'd probably want to check that and find out, what the issue is, maybe correct that, but most likely they're going to ignore it and they're going to move on. So from the App Explorer, right-click Loan Request and click Create Decision and Declare Expression. So right-click, Create Decision, Declare Expression. In the target property field, enter or select loan rate. So you can come on down here and select it yourself if you want. You can paste it in, whatever. Okay, and once again, we don't change anything else. So good luck if you're still trying to learn everything here, once again, I kind of wish that they would kind of reinforce everything here a little bit more so that you're comfortable with it, but we move on. Okay. So in the build expressions area and the value of drop down, select result of decision table. So okay, so set loan rate, result of decision table. In the empty field to the right, enter or select borrower risk adjustment table. So if we hit down, there it is. So, or you can paste it in, like I said. So, okay, then we click save. Once again, we have another info warning there. So be aware of that there, folks. Okay, so now we're going to be confirming our work here. So head to the in the header of Dev Studio, click Create New Loan Request. So create new loan request. Okay, so in the loan amount field, we want 10,000, and then we want to enter in a credit score of 750. So loan amount 10,000, credit score 750. I don't think that really matters for the country for some reason. I don't know why they're doing that. Um, so I guess we'll just click submit and hope everything works out okay. So there's the loan rate of 2.75%. So that is indeed correct. Create additional case instances and enter different credit score or loan amount values. Verify that the loan rate is consistent with the value specified in the borrower risk adjustment decision table. Okay, so I mean technically we've completed everything. So and it doesn't test. Again, I don't know why they don't test for um, their instances anymore. Not sure what's going on there, but that's that's a bit suspect. So, okay. So, there's R1. Um, we can keep on doing, multiple different, you know, loan requests here. We can confirm, um, you know, there was, we confirmed this line, right? It was credit score is over 700. It was 750, and the loan amount was, 10,000. So, we got that 2.75. So now let's go ahead and put, this one here. We'll just kind of go one after another down the total there. So we got a loan amount of 60,000 and a credit score of 850, and then we submit. So now we have a credit loan rate of 2.25, right? 2.25. That works. So now we're going to do another loan request. We're going to do 15,000, and we're going to have a credit score of 825. So there's that. So that's 2%, which is what that one is. So we're good. Now we're going to do this one here. Which was, let's do 70,000. Credit score is 725. Submit. And now we have the 325 percentage. So there's that. So now we're going to go down to the 200. So I'm going to put down 699 on this one. So just to make sure that we are not hitting that 700 mark, right? So we want 699, and let's put 100,000, right? So submit 4.5, 4.5. So we're good there. Now, what happens if I put, the credit score at 200 and the loan amount at 0? What you want to do is you want to make sure that you always test out uh, the exact values, right? So say we have a loan amount of 0 and the credit score of 200, right? Now, technically, a loan amount of 0 should just be nothing. The loan request should be just rejected because you're not asking for any money. Why would you want to do a loan request of $0? That makes no sense, right? But I would imagine that they're going to put it at the 7%. They did. Because why they did that was because the 200 and the 0 are exact amounts. It's not greater than the it's not greater than. Okay, if it was greater than or equal to, then it would have been giving us that one, but it's not. So um, so if we did something like 200, or actually, hold on. If we did 0.001 greater than 0, right? And it's not even a penny, right? Um, you know, you could do a penny if you wanted to, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I could put like all the zeros in the world in there, just to have it just slightly above that 0 amount, right? Um, and then of course you have a credit score of um, 200 point, you know, 0. Oh, okay. Now is interesting. That changed it a little bit. Why is it auto adjusting that? Oh, it doesn't want it doesn't want the point there. Interesting. So, which I mean, it makes sense. If the field itself is supposed to be, like an integer amount, then obviously it's not going to want to have, some arbitrary random decimal point in there, right? So, okay, so we'll do, credit score of um, 201. Okay, just to have it slightly above this, and we have a loan amount slightly above the 0, so we should be getting a percentage there. So we submit that, and there's our 425, and there went our 1 cent, right? So you have to kind of, understand um, what you're doing here. Um, Again, they really should have like a base amount, just more than zero. You know, they should have something like maybe $10 or something like that. You know, which why a loan company would be handing out $10 to a person, who knows? But it's still one of those things where it's like, you know, um, you know, no one's gonna be coming. I doubt anybody would be coming into a you know a bank and asking for a loan amount for a penny. You know, that'd be ridiculous. Okay, so hell, they could probably go and ask someone for a penny off the street, and someone would probably hand it to them. Maybe not so much nowadays with debit cards and credit cards and stuff like that. But I mean, you never know. Things could be different. So, all right, but that's it there, folks. We've confirmed everything on the table there is working properly. So, but yeah, you wanna make sure that you do that so it is indeed working the way it needs to work. So, and like I said, you know, don't be afraid to check the exact number. You know, um, like if I did here, let me do it with a higher amount, right? If I have a credit score of exactly 800, right? But I did, a loan amount of 90,000, right? And I click submit. What are they going to give me? They're going to give me 3.25. In other words, they're going to give me that one because 800 does not fall in this particular row. It's 801 and above. So, so just bear that in mind there, folks. Okay. Now, if you want to include 800, then you're going to need to change that operator. So, all right. But that's it. That's where we're going to go ahead and close on down for this particular session of Pega. We got the decision tree next time, tomorrow. So, um, if you have any kind of questions concerning this past challenge, feel free to ask. Um, the decision tree will probably be pretty much the exact same thing as before there. Um, same kind of uh, checks for the most part, but obviously, we're not building a decision table. So, but yeah, that's going to be it for um, today's Pega session. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Feel free to, um, you know, help me out with the YouTube algorithm, with just sharing it around, liking, subscribing, and all that jazz. That would be fantastic. That would help out a lot. Um, Feel free to ask any kind of questions that you might have. Um, you're welcome to do so. I encourage it um, because at the very least, I can, try to answer the question that um, you might ask, or I can always try to see about, getting someone that can answer it if I'm unable to. Okay, so don't be scared. Feel free to ask those questions. Okay. Um, let's see. Um, yeah, I think that's going to be about it. check out the description for social media links, such as the Discord that I have. Um, I have links for um, websites that help me out directly, such as Patreon and Throne. So check those out if you are so inclined, if you're willing to help me out, grow this channel into something more. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're interested, check out the stream team that I made, Team Robot. It's for basically anybody, streamers and non-streamers alike. You're all welcome in the team. Um, I made a Google document explaining everything about the team. So check that out. If it's something that interests you, then feel free to sign up. You know, send in your application. You know, or if you have some problems with it or something like that, reach out to me on Discord, and I will try to fix the form. So, okay. Um, everything, I have no problems with that. So, but yeah, that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and close on down our Pega stream for today. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I catch you next time. Until then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And I'll catch you strangers next time.